Philadelphia 76ers at 54-23 with Iverson, Snow, Lynch, Mutombo, and Tyrone Hill. And here comes Snow feeding to Iverson, leading scorer in the NBA, coming off a 37-point performance last night in a win against Boston. Here's Allen Iverson, who has played with every injury imaginable this season. Threw a double. Fakes him out. Hill is open off the baseline because Grant went to cover Iverson.
That Allen had an injury, but it only affected him on defense. It didn't affect his shot selection or his amount of shots.
Iverson shifting gears and penetrating inside for two for Coach Larry Brown.
They have to make shots because one of the things Pat Riley said that he's concerned with the 76ers is breaking off of missed baskets.
They're going to work on him right now on the sideline. Here comes Iverson with 7. Shot clock is at 8. Over Bowen. Oh, what a shot by Allen Iverson.
He can't play any better defense than Bowen.
The 76ers.
Well, this is just a step-back jumper. Iverson so quick. Allen with the ball just penetrates in. Bowen right with him, but he steps back. Great contest of the shot.
Mason and Mourning is out there with the Hardaway 3. Good! His first shot is right between the eyes.
Be a big statement, but it's not that big a deal just because Philly's already clinched home court throughout the playoffs, and it's a much bigger game for Miami right now.
And Alonzo in there, Danny's absolutely correct. It's got extremely physical. This is Alonzo there again. He literally pushed Dikembe out of the way.
Presence that Pat Riley's been missing against this Philadelphia team so far this year, since this is Alonzo's first game against Philly.
11 points for Allen Iverson.
Said he may be ill, but it has nothing to do with his offense. It has to do with his defense. I think Alonzo's trying to let Dikembe know that he's well.
We're tied at 19 apiece. With their biggest lead, Mourning has led the way. Oh, Alonzo Mourning! Hill.
There's not a great deal of scores out there on the court for either team right now, but there's one right there.
Allen Iverson knocks in his first points of this second.
He's stronger than Dikembe, so they're touching him and pushing him and trying to...
6 of 11 from the field. Coach told us today in about 3 or 4 years.
Well, and you can tell him by the way he plays. I think he's...
From rotation on it. Here comes Iverson into 3. Oh, my goodness. What a play. Turned in by Allen Iverson. And off balance, and here he goes with the steal. It's McKee with the 2-on-1 with Iverson. Slipping inside by Bowen and putting it in.
Well, and that's the thing that Pat Riley worried about is being...
Right, well, they rely so much on their defense right here, but right there, Tim Hardaway just kind of trips. Good hands by Aaron McKee right there. What a beautiful finish right there, scoring over those guys. And the time before, he takes the ball down the court, he scores over the entire Miami Heat defense right there. 2 pretty good defenders in Bowen and Mason.
Because they have just won, or just wrapped up the fact that they got the home court advantage. The Heat were so aggressive that Larry's probably gotten in their ear. Now they seem to be, when he was on the floor, it was even worse.
I thought I had a side bet with Coach anyway. I could afford to feed him. I don't have enough money to feed you, Kevin.
Allen Iverson's got 24.
In the beginning, nobody had any idea.
Turnovers. 11 for the Heat, 12 for Philadelphia. And a 3-point shot goes in on the play.
And grabbed it. I thought the officials, as you did, Kevin, probably.
That's like a newspaper reporter, guys. Look at that. That's a big old camera. That's on the
A
TV.
3-point shot by Allen Iverson. 33 points, and he was fouled on the shot. Iverson has gone 11 of 22 from the field.
You can't guard everything with him. You don't want him to break down the defense. Carter's done a good job, does a good job right there. But Iverson, with his quickness and range, he can get a shot off anytime he wants.
Well, and Carter has been doing a good job on him. Allen's been telling the official that he can't guard him without fouling him. Out of talking about his health, now we're talking about his game. That's what I meant earlier, that he came back to be a player. He didn't come back to be a patient. And we treat him as such.
Iverson for 3. Oh!
He is getting fouled. I mean, you're supposed to call hand checks in this league, and they're not calling the hand check, but he came right back and knocked it down.
I'm going to tell you what, Danny, this is not a ball game. This is a turf war going on out here now.
Philadelphia.
And I love it right here. Carter thinks he's won the battle by pushing him way out there. He just raises up, says, sorry, boys. Great move by Mourning right here. He's got the quickness on Dikembe, but good smooth move, but to finish over Dikembe like that.
Quick team like 76ers have out there now, it's a defensive problem, but Danny's absolutely right about the muscle inside.
Well, Iverson, who is the MVP of the just completed All-Star game in Washington, D.C. O'Neal was last year's big gun. Weber's played great in Sacramento. And Kevin Garnett, I mean, these are all worthy candidates in the NBA.
Well, you can put a blindfold on and pick any one of those guys and be glad that you had them, and they've had outstanding seasons.
The Sixers continue their trip through Florida and face Tracy McGrady and the Orlando Magic. All key games. 2 minutes to play. Iverson with Marley on him. Allen Iverson continues to amaze. He's got 41 points. Rebound Mutombo, gets by Mason, puts it down, and it counts. And Philadelphia has tied the game.
He's going to try to post it. Now Hardaway is going to take it.
Jones, McKee for the game. That's it. He misses a possible game-winning three-point shot. Miami beats Philadelphia for the first time this season. Danny, we asked you before the game if this was a statement game for Miami. Now that they've won, with the playoff intensity that was tagged to this game, I think they've made a statement.
Absolutely made a statement.
In the month of April, and since Alonzo Mourning is back, they're 5-3. Tonight, Miami beats Philadelphia 83-81. The 76ers have the most road wins of any team in the NBA. For Danny Ainge, Craig Sager, and John Thompson, our producer, Mike Burks, our director, Lonnie Dale, and the rest of our crew, Kevin Harlan saying goodnight from Miami. We'll go to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta in our studio after this break.